December 15th, 2023, 9:30 p.m. Alas, this terrible day of punishment is on the way. Destruction from the Almighty is almost here. Our food will disappear before our eyes. All joy and gladness will be ended in the temple of our God. The seed rots in the ground. The barns and granaries are empty. The grain is dried up in the fields. The cattle groan with hunger. The herds stand perplexed, for there is no pasture for them. The sheep bleat in misery. Lord, help us, for the heat has withered the pastures and burned up all the trees. Even the wild animals cry to you for help, for there is no water for them. The creeks are dry and the pastures are scorched. Joel 1, verses 15 to 20. The next quotes are from David Wilkerson's 1974 book, The Vision. It is not a time to hoard money because it will not provide real security. It is still possible that we can face the time when even government-insured savings will not be paid. The only real security is in land. Money that is hoarded will disappear like sand out of a bag with holes in it. Now keep in mind, this is 50 years ago when he has this prophetic vision. And it's right on the money. Not only is the American dollar headed for deep trouble, but so are all other world currencies. I see total economic confusion, striking Europe first, and then affecting Japan, the United States, Canada, and all other nations shortly thereafter. I believe we're going to witness the bankruptcies of some of this nation's major and most popular corporations. I see tremendous difficulty arising for credit corporations. There are going to be many people unable to pay off their heavy obligations to major credit card companies, causing near chaos. Thousands of small businesses will also be forced into bankruptcies. The number one temptation for the last Christian will be prosperity. I see millions of Christians being deceived by prosperity and tested by it more than through poverty. Here's the vision that Wilkerson had, Pastor Wilkerson. And the Lord said unto Satan, Where have you come from? Satan answered, From going to and fro in the earth and observing the last Christian. And the Lord said unto Satan, Have you considered these last day Christians, how dedicated, how upright, how God-fearing, and Christ-loving they are, how they try to run from your evil plots? Can only imagine the sanctimonious Billy Grahams of the time, Jerry Falwell. Let's see. Then Satan answered the Lord, Yes, but take away the hedge you've built around them. Job wouldn't forsake you in his poverty, but just increase and bless all the last Christians far beyond anything Job ever had, and then see what happens. Make all these last Christians far beyond anything Job ever had, and then see what happens. Make all the last Christians affluent like Job. Build them fancy new homes. Give them fine automobiles, all the money and gadgets they need. Swamp them with campers, boats, world travel, fine clothes, exotic foods, land holdings, and savings accounts. See what happens to your last Christians when they become full, rich, increased with goods, and are in need of nothing. They will forsake God and become self-centered. It's amazingly accurate prophecy, considering none of these gadgets or anything he's describing 50 years ago were not even on the horizon. I see automobiles, clothes, motorcycles, and all kinds of materialism becoming a bigger hindrance to the Christian than drugs, sex, or alcohol. See, back then, drugs, sex, and alcohol were the big problems. I can vouch for that personally. I see thousands of Christians attached to and obsessed by things. They are so wrapped up in materialism that they become lukewarm, blind, weak, and spiritually naked. Yet in the midst of all their materialism, they are miserable and totally dissatisfied. In my vision, I see Satan standing back and laughing with glee. Look at all the money-mad Christians, all the clothes hogs, bitten by the security bug, making heaps of money, buying all new furniture, getting bigger cars, buying 2 or 3 of them, buying, planting, selling, marrying, and divorcing. It ruined Lot's generation, and it will get you too. Look at all the well paid, easy living, big eating Christians getting lazy, lukewarm, and becoming easy prey. God, pour it on them. It's getting to a lot of them, and it's making my job easier. It's phenomenal that Wilkerson really saw what the deal went down. That's exactly what happened. That's precisely, Satan rules the world. As we know, reading the Bible, when he tempts Christ, he can give anything to anybody. He can give Henry Kissinger all the power he wants. Klaus Schwab, all the power. That's where they get it from. People thinking that a jackass like Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi, I'm an equal opportunity insulter, or Mitch McConnell or Fetterman, a guy who's had a stroke and is brain dead, that these people really got to the high office on their own natural brilliance and abilities. That alone convinces me that there is a God and there is a Satan, because there's no way in the world these half-wits that have been these senile, they have senile dementia. Feinstein, senile dementia, both Pelosi's. It's alcoholism. Alcoholism permanently damages brain cells. Alan Watts had it, the great guru. He's as nuttier than a fruit. Complete libertine. What do you want to call? What do you want to call? Those are the wages of sin. That's not the way to nirvana. Okay, I'm just going to end tonight because I'm particularly irritated because of this latest Mike Bickle, pedophile, homosexual, whatever. He's been in this church that is satanic, demonic, occult to the core, and Christians themselves. I called this out years ago to other Christians. Oh no, this is great. They're all on the warpath. I mean, it's all part of the New World Order beast system. There's no mistaking who these people are. They're all they're entrenched in the swamp with Donald Trump and all of it. So it's just one big bloody swamp. But what I'm incensed about is they should be in jail. Hunter Biden, all of these people for sex crimes, the assault charges. Why is Trump going to one trial after another when there's no evidence whatsoever that he assaulted any women or is a pedophile? There is everybody out on Epstein Island that are, in their high office, testimonies from the prosecutor, but they all get off curiously. So, and this, sure, if you're a barbarian, if you're a heathen, if you're a Greco-Roman, yeah, it's all good. But what are Christians doing, approving of all this and not saying anything and not calling for the asses of their pedophiles that are raping and assaulting their own congregations? Oh, because they just love their pastor and they've been saved, but they're especially saved by Mike himself, and William Brannan and Paul Kane. That's for another audio-visual presentation. All right, calm down.